Hi, my name is Hannah Porter, and today I'm going to be telling you a little bit about the Hmong American language. Have you ever heard of a culture where their language is defined by the clothing that the traditional women wear? Me either, but when I did my research, I found that that is how the Hmong American language came up. The Hmong American language is divided into two categories: White Hmong and Green Hmong. White Hmong is predominantly more common, where 60% of people speak White Hmong and only 40% of people speak Green Hmong. Basically, their language, Green or White Hmong, comes from the color of the traditional women's clothing that they wear. They both can understand each other very well, but White Hmong is more common in their culture, and it's easier to learn than Green Hmong. Basically, also, when children are brought up, they learn White Hmong first, and then they're taught that in school and predominantly use it for the rest of their lives. Here are some examples of the different color clothing of Green and White Hmong. I'll put some pictures up and you can guess if it is White Hmong or Green Hmong. Here's the first one. If you guessed Green Hmong, you're correct. Here's the second picture. If you guessed Green Hmong, you're correct again. Here's the third picture. While there is definitely a little bit of green on the outfit, this would be considered White Hmong. There may not be a lot of white on the actual outfit, but it is still considered White Hmong because the predominant color of the outfit is not green. Here's the next image. This image is Green Hmong again. Here's the last and final image. This one would be considered White Hmong as well. How did you do? These pictures are examples of Green and White Hmong language that I got information from Hmong Culture article on hmongculture.net. Now I will talk about the communication in Hmong culture. Hmong people tend to be very, very soft-spoken. They don't like it when you talk loud, and they often are kind of very shy people. If pressured, Hmong Americans might often say yes or okay when really they mean no. If you pressure them, though, they will not know how to answer often and will still say yes or okay even when they mean no. It is often very rude to refuse refreshments when you are invited into a Hmong person's house. If they offer you refreshments, even if you don't want them, you are supposed to accept them, take a drink or two, and then it is okay to set it down and not touch it for the rest of the time being if you don't like it. But it is very rude to decline refreshments when offered to you in a Hmong person's house. In Hmong culture, it is very offensive to touch the opposite sex, so they don't at all. They have no shaking hands, kissing, or hugging in public. It's only in public though, so at home they can, but in public they do not touch the opposite sex because they find it very inappropriate. Also, as said earlier, they don't like it when you speak loud because they're a very soft-spoken language, so if you speak loud, they can find it very rude and offensive. Often, they refer to their last names as clan names. For example, a very common clan name is Vang. So while many Hmong Americans may have the last name Vang, they are not necessarily all related through blood. Whereas in American culture, if I have the last name Porter and my cousins have the last name Porter, we're blood related somewhere in our family. Hmong Americans can be different, where they can have the same last clan name, but they can have no blood relation to each other whatsoever. Also, women take the men's clan names when they get married. Kind of the same as in our culture here in America. They take the last name. Often, men are given an honorific name along with their clan name after they have the birth of their first child. For example, if you have a clan name and then you get an honorific name, your last name would be your whole name would be your first name followed by your honorific name followed by your clan name. Also, you cannot marry from the same clan group. So a Vang cannot marry another Vang. That is considered not okay in the Hmong culture. Some nonverbals that Hmong culture use and don't use is direct eye contact is considered very rude in the Hmong culture. Also, they don't touch at all in public. That is considered rude as well and offensive to others. Often, Hmong people use handshakes and smiles because they like to appear joyful and happy. Calling a named woman by her first name is considered disrespectful in the Hmong language. They like to be called by their last names. And it is often disrespectful, especially to their husbands. Families in the Hmong culture are often very close, and they don't have a lot of privacy between them. For example, I read an example where if a Hmong person is staying in a hospital for something, they would often have their family come and stay with them as well because they don't like to be alone. In conclusion, Hmong culture has many differences and similarities to our culture here in America. While we think one thing is normal in our culture, it could often be disrespectful in the Hmong culture. It is very important to understand the language and communication between the Hmong culture because they are two very different things, and it is important to know the difference between them both so that you can communicate with them in a respectful and kind manner. Thank you.